Who will you be at the end of this journey? The hero who fought, or the victim who gave up? Have you ever stopped to think that maybe the only thing standing between you and the life you've always dreamed of is the decision to start? The decision to look at your current situation and say, enough. This is no longer good enough for me. Life is funny. It throws challenges, problems, and obstacles your way. Sometimes, it doesn't even give you time to breathe before sending the next one. It's as if life is testing you, asking, what will you do now? And the truth is, you have only two choices: stay still or take action. Here's the most brutal thing you need to understand. No one is coming to save you. Not your friends, not your family, not me. Because this is your job. This is your responsibility. You are the only one who can transform your life. How many mornings have you woken up and thought, I'll start tomorrow? How many times have you promised yourself that you would change, only to fall back into the same habits? How many years of your life have you wasted waiting for the right moment? Let me tell you something. The right moment doesn't exist. There is only now. Now is all you have. Every minute you spend waiting is a minute less on your journey. A minute you'll never get back. The transformation you seek, the person you want to become, won't appear like magic. There are no shortcuts, no magic formulas. There's only one thing: your effort. So I challenge you, look in the mirror and ask yourself, what do I really want? And what am I willing to do to achieve it? Because time is passing. And if you don't make a decision today, 5 years from now, you'll still be in the same place. Worse, you'll look back and ask yourself, what if I had started that day? Don't let that happen. The weight of regret is heavier than any effort. And the only thing that separates winners from quitters is the decision to act, even when it's hard, even when it hurts. Now I want you to do something for me. Take a piece of paper or write in the comments. What is the biggest challenge stopping you from taking action today? Because acknowledging the problem is the first step. And by the end of this video, I promise you won't see it as a problem anymore. You'll see it as your opportunity to be reborn. Your time is now. This is your choice. Who will you be? Have you ever thought about what it really means to change your life? I'm not talking about a fleeting wish or a list of New Year's resolutions you forget a week later. I'm talking about a change so profound that you barely recognize the person you used to be. Transformation is like crossing a desert. At the beginning, you're full of energy, motivation, and you can see the horizon ahead. But as time passes, the heat starts to burn, thirst kicks in, and loneliness becomes a burden. That's when most people give up. Why? Because transforming your life isn't comfortable. Comfort is the greatest enemy of progress. Comfort is that cozy couch, the ready excuse, the voice in your head saying, you can do it tomorrow. But tomorrow never comes. And each day you delay, the desert grows larger. The worst part is that often we accept this small life because it's normal. Look around. How many people are truly living? How many are just existing, surviving each day without purpose, without passion, without fighting for more? The truth is brutal. You've settled for less than you deserve. If someone gave you half a plate of food and said, this is all you can have, you accepted it. But you have to ask yourself, why? Why don't you demand more from life? Why don't you demand more from yourself? You have a potential within you that's greater than any obstacle you face. But that potential is like a seed. If you don't plant, water, and nurture it, it will never grow. And most people don't even try. They let their seeds die because they're afraid to fail. Let me tell you a truth. Failure isn't the end. Failure is the price you pay to grow. It's like the pain you feel in the gym. A muscle doesn't grow without resistance. Life works the same way. The more discomfort you face, the stronger you become. So, I ask you, why are you standing still? What are you afraid of losing? Friends who don't believe in you? Habits that only drag you down? You have two choices. Keep complaining or start taking action. Keep lamenting what you don't have or begin building the life you deserve. Yes, it will hurt. Yes, it will be hard. But I promise you, when you get there, every drop of sweat will be worth it. The question you need to answer is, are you willing to cross the desert to find your best self? Because that version of you already exists. It's waiting for you on the other side. Let me share two stories with you. Stories of ordinary people, just like you and me, who transform their lives by facing discomfort, pain, and failure. People who refuse to accept mediocrity as their destiny. The first story is about a young woman named Emily. Emily grew up in a small town, in a house that seemed to fall apart every time it rained. Her family barely had enough money to eat, let alone dream of a better future. But Emily had one thing no one could take from her, a vision. She dreamed of becoming a doctor, even though everyone told her, that's not for you. Teachers, friends, even her own family would say, you don't have the money, Emily. Be realistic. But what most people call reality, she saw as the opinions of those who had given up on their own dreams. So Emily decided she would do the impossible. She worked during the day, studied at night, and used every free minute to review her notes. Often, she slept less than 4 hours a night. She cried silently when she felt like she couldn't take it anymore. But every time, she reminded herself, I am the only one responsible for my life. 10 years later, that poor girl everyone doubted walked into a hospital for the first time as a doctor. When asked about her secret, Emily answered, the secret? There is no secret. It's hard work, discipline, and the decision not to take no for an answer. The second story is about a man named Thomas. Thomas had every reason to give up. He grew up in a dangerous neighborhood, lost his parents at a young age, and spent most of his life juggling temporary jobs and constant despair. He looked at the world and thought, why me? One day, he heard something that changed his life. Life can take everything from you, except your ability to fight. Thomas realized he couldn't control what had happened to him, but he had complete control over what he would do next. So he started small. He stopped blaming others, got a steady job, and used every free moment to study. He borrowed books, watched educational videos, and took notes while others slept. 5 years later, Thomas owned his own business and was hiring young people from the same community where he had grown up. When asked why he didn't give up, he said, because giving up would mean accepting that I wasn't capable. And I knew I was. These stories aren't about luck. They're not about talent. They're about decisions. Emily and Thomas decided they wouldn't accept the lives they had. They didn't wait for the perfect moment or the right opportunity. They created their own path. Now, I want you to ask yourself, what's my story? You might look at your life and think there's no way out, but I'm here to tell you there's always a way. Always. As long as you're willing to do whatever it takes. If Emily and Thomas could do it, so can you. The only difference between them and most people is that they chose to act. Now, stop for a minute and think, if I started today, what could I achieve in 5 years? Because time will pass anyway. The only thing you need to decide is how you'll use it. If you truly want to transform your life, there are a few truths you need to understand and accept. Not just hear, but absorb and apply. Because the most successful people in the world aren't the luckiest, the richest, or the most talented. They're the ones who live their lives based on solid principles. Here are 4 lessons that will change how you see your journey. Lesson 1, you are the only one responsible for your life. This is the most liberating and the most painful truth at the same time. When you blame others, you hand over control of your life to them. When you say, it's my boss's fault, it's the government's fault, or it's my family's fault, you're saying you can't do anything to change your situation. But when you take responsibility, you take back your power. You look in the mirror and say, I am the problem and I am the solution. Success begins when you stop making excuses and start finding solutions. Lesson 2, discomfort is your greatest ally. Nothing worth having comes easy. Want a strong body? Get ready for the pain of workouts. Want financial success? Prepare for long hours of work, for studying while others are having fun. People think pain is a signal to stop, but pain is a signal that you're growing. It's like climbing a mountain. The higher you climb, the more tired you get. But the more tired you are, the closer you are to the top. And the view from there is worth every step. So the next time you feel uncomfortable, don't stop. Use discomfort as a sign that you're on the right path. Lesson 3, your biggest enemy is the person in the mirror. Do you know who's stopping you from succeeding? It's not others, it's you. It's the voice in your head saying, I'm not capable, I don't deserve this, or I'm going to fail. You have to silence that voice. Because your worst enemy isn't failure or others, it's doubt. And the only way to beat doubt is to act. Do it even if you're scared. Do it even if you don't know how. Because action destroys doubt. Lesson 4, you never arrive. The journey is constant. Many people think life will change when they reach a goal, that they'll be happy when they make more money, or when they lose weight, or when they achieve success. But the truth is, there is no finish line. Every time you achieve something, a new mountain appears. Life is about progress, not perfection. And the only way to feel true fulfillment is by learning to love the process. Learn to love the journey. Embrace the hard days, the small steps forward, the failures that teach you, because those are the moments that shape you. Now, look at these 4 lessons and ask yourself, which one do I need to apply today? Write it in the comments or in your notebook. What will be my first step? Remember, life doesn't reward those who wait. It rewards those who act. Now that you understand the truths that drive transformation, it's time to act. And no, I'm not talking about massive changes overnight. That's not how it works. Real transformation happens through small, consistent actions, day by day, until one day you look back and realize how far you've come. Here are 5 practical strategies to start transforming your life today. 1. Write down your goals and a clear plan. You need to know where you're headed. Without a clear goal, you'll end up going in circles, wasting energy. Grab a notebook and write, what's my biggest goal for the next 6 months? What can I do daily to get there? Break that goal into smaller milestones, something you can do today, tomorrow, and next week. Don't let complexity paralyze you. Remember, every great victory began with a small step. 2. Create a daily routine that moves you toward progress. Your day should be designed to bring you closer to your goals. Wake up early, make time for what matters, and cut out what doesn't. Wake up an hour earlier. Use that hour to work on your goal. Include moments for your body, exercise, your mind, reading, and your soul, reflection or meditation. A well-structured routine is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. 3. Eliminate distractions and excuses. You know what's holding you back. Maybe it's the time spent on social media, endless TV shows, or procrastination disguised as deserved rest. Be honest with yourself and do the following. Write down your biggest distractions. Set clear boundaries. Time for leisure. Time for work. Every time an excuse pops up, ask yourself, is this helping me get where I want to be? If the answer is no, cut it out immediately. 4. Be disciplined. Do what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. Here's the difference between winners and quitters. Winners take action, regardless of how they feel. Getting up early, studying, working out. You won't always want to, but you'll always need to. That's where discipline comes in. Set alarms and reminders for what needs to be done. Stop negotiating with yourself. Decide and do it. Remember, you don't need to feel motivated every day, but you must always stay disciplined. 5. Track your progress and adjust the path. At the end of each week, stop and ask yourself, what did I do that brought me closer to my goal? What do I need to improve? Write down your wins and failures. Use every mistake as a lesson and every success as fuel to keep going. Tracking your progress keeps you focused and shows you that even if it's slow, you're moving forward. Now you have a plan. You know what needs to be done. And most importantly, you know you're capable. Don't wait to feel ready. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Take these strategies and start right now. I want you to write in the comments, what's your first step? It can be something small, but start. Because the biggest mistake you can make is doing nothing. You have a choice. Keep dreaming or start building the life you deserve. The power to act is in your hands. You've made it this far. Do you know what that means? It means there's something inside you that doesn't want to give up. A voice, even if it's small, shouting, I can do more. I deserve more. And that voice is right. Because deep down, you know you were made for something greater. Something beyond what people say is possible for you. Life is too short to waste on excuses and regrets. When the day comes that you're on your deathbed, and that day will come for all of us, you won't remember the times you rested too much or spent hours staring at a screen without purpose. You'll remember the chances you didn't have the courage to take, the things you could have been but chose not to be. Today is the day you choose to be different. Today is the day you look in the mirror and say, enough, I'm going to fight for my life. The world doesn't need more average people. The world needs you, your talent, your potential, your strength. Because believe it or not, the world gets better every time someone decides to leave mediocrity behind and become their best self. But there's only one person who can do this. You. Not me, not your friends, not luck. You. So now is the time to act. Grab a notebook and write down your commitment to your transformation. It can be something simple, like, starting today, I will wake up earlier. Starting today, I will stop making excuses. Starting today, I will fight for my future. I want you to share in the comments what your first step will be. Share it with me, with the world, because when you declare your commitment, it becomes real. And before you go, remember one thing. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. Your time is now. If you like this video, if it made you think, share it with someone who needs to hear this too. Because together, we can inspire more people to take action. Now go. Don't wait another second. The world is waiting for your greatness. The time is now. The choice is yours.